celebrity dumbest criminals ever.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most ridiculous criminals the
WatchMojo,
world has
let's
ever
go.
seen.
Do you have bigger bags for atlases or dictionaries, sir?
Number 30, Charles Ray Fuller. Who amongst us wouldn't love $360 billion? Unfortunately,
Oh my god, did this guy like try to write a fake check and cash it? This is like that thing that happened on TikTok. Did you guys see that where people were making checks? It's basically just check fraud.
you can't just waltz into a bank
What's up,
and
Sleepy
hand
Warrior?
the
How are
teller
you,
a
cutie?
check for that amount.
Maybe that might, cause a red flag at the bank that you were trying to catch a $360 billion check.
Well, it turns out you can. Just ask Charles Ray Fuller. In 2008, Fuller walked into
No
a
way.
bank in Fort Worth, Texas with a personal check in the amount of $360 billion. He
What are they gonna do? Give it to you in hundreds? How does that work? That's so dumb.
claimed his girlfriend's mother gave him the check to start a record company. Unsurprisingly, bank employees immediately notified the authorities, and Teller was
course.
arrested for forgery.
My favorite part of the article says, tellers at the Fort Worth bank were immediately suspicious. Perhaps it was the 10 zeros on the personal check that tipped them off.
Yeah,
Even
we'll
worse,
include you
he
in
was
on that
carrying
one.
both illicit substances and a handgun at the time of his arrest. So he was also hit with charges of drug possession and unlawful carrying of a weapon. Oops.
Because we do these stories every week.
I mean, at least like do it for something convincing, right? Like do it for like, I don't know, like maybe like $36,000 or something. Like try to at least like be smart if you're gonna do this. That's crazy to
You're
me.
driving next to a guy that's that dumb. They're everywhere.
Number 29, Peter Kavanaugh. It's a tale as old as time. A criminal takes a picture of themselves doing something illegal, which ultimately lands them in jail.
Right.
Believe it or not, jail right away.
Back in 2013, a man named Peter Kavanaugh worked with a London mob delivering shipments of drugs. While returning with the cash, Kavanaugh whipped out his mobile phone and took photos of himself with the massive stack
Oh,
of money.
you're such an idiot.
But he
You're
wasn't
so
counting
dumb.
on two of his dealers getting caught. After the two women were arrested for possession, they led the police straight to Kavanaugh, who was busted thanks to those damning photos on his phone. He was swiftly arrested and thrown
No
in prison
wonder,
for
yep.
3 years.
You 100% deserve that. I mean, guys, it's one thing to be like dumb and get caught, but actually, like with that, you're actually just stupid. You could have gotten away with it if you weren't so dumb. Why would you show that off to people?
I've made a huge
That's crazy.
Number 28, Hannah Sabata.
Oh, I
Taking
think
a
I've heard of
selfie
this
is one
one.
thing. Openly bragging about robbing a bank on tape and then uploading it to
I remember seeing this. She uploaded this to YouTube that she robbed somebody. This is just such a big story for a long time. Why would you upload it? You're trying to monetize you doing a crime. Insane
YouTube
chat.
is a whole new level of bold.
Is bold the right word?
But believe it or not, that's exactly what 19-year-old Hannah
Yep, I
Sabata
saw
did
this.
back in 2012.
Literally showed the
Sabata stole
evidence.
$6,000 from a Nebraska bank and then made an incriminating video in which she admitted to the crime and flashed the cash.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
This video was uploaded to YouTube by user Jelly Beanie under the title
Literally, you
Chick
just
Bank
got
Robber, and it
all
has
the
since
evidence you
amassed
needed.
over 2 million views thanks to its notoriety. Sabata
You literally are publicly admitting, like, you are giving everybody what they need as evidence to prosecute you. This is one of the dumbest things I think I've ever seen.
was arrested the same day the video was uploaded. Imagine that.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. Number
Wow.
27, Adam Valle. We don't know if committing a crime
Oh, yeah,
right
this
in
guy
front of a
tried to
police
rob the
station
bike
is
outside the
recklessly
cop
brave or
station.
ridiculously stupid.
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Probably the latter.
This is one of my
in December
favorites.
of 2018, 26-year-old Adam Valle waltzed right up to the front door
Yeah,
of the
just show the
Gladstone
video and
Police
that's your-
Department in Oregon
all the
and
evidence you
tried
need.
stealing a locked bike. Police inside instantly
love
noticed
this one.
the
This is one
crime
of my
on their
favorite.
surveillance cameras and watched in complete disbelief as Valle attempted to break the lock.
Is he for real?
Officers simply walked out the front door and confronted Valle, who probably
I mean, I know people are dumb, but there's only a window right here where they can see you. The cops are gonna be coming in and out. Like, what are you thinking? Oh my
couldn't
gosh, this
believe
is
that he had
nuts.
been caught. How did that happen? Surely it had nothing to do with the cameras everywhere, or the front door, or the window right beside him with Gladstone Police
That
written on
is
it.
Well,
Absolutely nuts.
put it that way. Yeah.
Number 26, the loud getaway donkey. This sounds like one of those fake news stories
say,
you'd
is
read about
this
in
like
The
Shrek?
Onion, but it's 100% true. 3 criminals
Hi,
in the
Bambi. How
Colombian
are you,
town of
cutie?
Juan de Acosta stole a number of items from a local shop and made their getaway on a stolen donkey. And they would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that darned donkey.
All right, I hope you heard that. She called me a noble
Let me get this right. They stole a donkey.
steed. She think I'm a steed.
You see, the tired animal started to bray loudly and
Really,
drew the
yeah.
attention of
See,
some nearby police
I
officers.
guess their thought is like
The
maybe
thieves
if they do it
immediately
under their
bailed
nose,
when
they
the
won't
police
notice,
sauntered
but
over, leaving behind
yeah, it doesn't
both
work
the
that way
donkey
in practice,
and the
actually.
stolen goods. The items were returned to the shop, and the donkey was safely reunited with its owner.
I'm a donkey on the edge.
Number 25.
That is
free
wild.
beer. Who can deny the allure of free beer? Certainly not these 19
me,
English criminals
actually.
who fell for an oddly genius police sting.
Hey, wait a minute. What about the old stinkeroo? Yeah,
Wait, you're telling me the cops said free beer and they actually caught people with this strategy?
I'm in.
The Derbyshire police had a number of wanted suspects who had evaded capture, and they were running out of options. So they cooked up a plan, offer them free beer, and see who takes the bait. They phoned the suspects, posing as a company giving away crates of beer, and made a simple arrangement. Meet up at a specific location at a specific time, and they would hand over the beer, just
No
like that. When the
way.
criminals arrived, they were greeted not by company men and free booze, but by police and handcuffs.
Who is the criminals? Homer Simpson? I cannot believe that actually worked. That is literally insane that somebody fell for that. Multiple people fell for it. Not even just one chat. Multiple criminals.
How they fell
I
for
can't
that
make
one
this
is
up.
beyond us.
You're really good at that, Lloyd.
That sounds like the
I
most
learned from the
German,
best.
like,
Number 24,
tactic ever.
Matthew McNally and Joey Miller. There are
Somebody fell
tons
asleep
of
at the
ways
party.
to hide your face. Stockings, ski masks, those old-timey bandanas, and a permanent marker?
They tried.
Genius.
Back in
Are
2009,
you serious?
criminals Matthew McNally and Joey Miller tried breaking into a house in Carroll, Iowa. Witnesses described their getaway car to police, who quickly tracked
And
it
they
down and
painted
pulled
their
it
face
over.
on marker.
Inside were the two men, their faces scribbled with permanent marker like a coloring book that had felt the presence of a couple of toddlers. The
No
men's
way.
hilarious mugshots were later released to the public, and the entire world couldn't stop laughing.
They thought that was gonna hide them on camera. There's no way. There's no way. Oh my god. They literally were like, yo guys, guess what? I'm Wish.com Batman.
The local police chief later claimed that it was the
I
funniest
cannot.
thing he had seen in nearly 30 years on the force.
Oh, I would laugh so hard. I would laugh so hard.
Number 23, Peter Addison. Now, we're certainly not condoning it, but if you break into a place,
I believe
maybe
that,
don't
Jack.
write your real name on the wall. No one gave Peter Addison that terrific bit of advice. Addison broke into a Cheshire campground and trashed the place, leaving behind a mess and some messages written on the walls. One of them read, "Thanks for the stay," and of course, another read, "Peter Addison was here." Police got Addison's personal information, and when they arrived,
That's like literally like leaving your ID behind. Here's my social security number. Here's my birth certificate. Oh, here's my address too. What the
questioned
actual
him.
fuck?
He was wearing a t-shirt that was stolen from the camp. You know, just in case you
Even
thought it couldn't get any dumber.
It can. Oh, baby, it can.
Addison was arrested and
Even
ordered
better.
to pay
What's up,
750
Lewis? How are you?
pounds in fines. Number 22,
Even better, I love it.
Shaquille McKinney. Hey, it's tough out there for a salesman.
Counter it.
Sometimes
I
you
love
have to
The
make cold
Office.
calls, and that's exactly what teenage salesman Shaquille McKinney did. Just that the product that he was marketing to potential customers was cannabis.
Sweet Mary Jane is my vice of choice, as you well know. Of course, I'm addicted to selling it, not consuming it.
Yep, McKinney made a number of cold calls throughout the Pinellas County area in Florida, asking people if they needed some of the green stuff. Unfortunately, one of those people was a Gulfport police detective.
Are
He
you
arranged
serious?
to meet McKinney at a nearby school, and when the young boy arrived to deliver the drugs, he found a number of officers waiting for him. He was charged with drug possession with intent to
Now, look, I know that is legal in some places and that is fine. Obviously, there is some medical good that can come from it, but why are you going to try to sell it in somewhere that it's illegal? Did you just pull out the phone book, flap it down, and go, all right, let's start dialing? Are you an idiot?
distribute within
Oh, wait,
1,000
yes, you are. You're in the
feet of
top
a
30
school.
dumbest.
Feel manipulated. Thought we were gonna hang out.
Number 21, Mganga Mganga. We don't know what's dumber, stealing a car while you're out on bond or stealing a car that you don't know how to drive.
Not everybody knows how to do everything. Driving isn't the only thing.
Teenager Mganga carjacked a woman named Melissa Peters as she was driving her kid to school. He hopped in her Dodge Caliber hatchback but didn't get far, being unable to work the manual
He doesn't
stick
know how to
shift.
drive stick.
Instead, he simply sat.
I'm gonna be real, chat. I do know how to drive stick because of my dad, but I know a lot of people that don't know how to drive stick. It's like almost like a free security feature, you know what I mean? Like people do not know how to drive stick. That's so funny.
They're in a panic, flicking the lights and turning on the wipers in a desperate attempt to work the transmission.
That's just the horn. I don't know that, do I?
He was doing that for 7 minutes while people around him called the cops. They soon arrived and arrested Mganga, sending him back to jail.
Yeah, so in Europe,
the doorbell
that's
licker.
not even like a thing.
You might not be familiar with Salinas, California, but it's the hometown
The doorbell
of a few
licker.
famous folks. Writer John Steinbeck,
This guy!
former Vanessa Hudgens, and of course, 33-year-old Roberto Daniel Arroyo. Perhaps
this fucking weird guy. I remembered when this was happening, chat. Yes, this guy went around and they had like ring doorbells. He would lick me just like.
it's more commonly known as the doorbell licker.
That is
Sylvia
so
Duncan's
gross.
decision to install a Ring doorbell camera into her front door yielded a pretty curious home movie, starring Arroyo as he licked her doorbell
They're
for
showing
3
the whole
whole
thing.
hours.
Yeah. He's into this. He is
They
really into
show,
this.
they show the whole clip.
As the case went viral online,
Oh
police
my
quickly caught up
God.
with him. They pointed out that the clear quality of the footage made him much easier
Sir,
to
I mean,
identify. So,
you know, if you're good with your tongue, that's great. Maybe just don't lick that. There's lots of other things and other people that might appreciate that in different ways. Okay, you know what? Let's watch the
a
video.
word of advice to would-be doorknob lickers, maybe make sure to check for a camera before going about your licking.
That's why the doorknob and this is
Yeah, tongue
completely
down
white,
something
because
else, not the
I wiped it
doorbell.
down with 4 like
that's so weird.
Number 19, Dennis Hawkins.
Let's go, pal. I'm making a withdrawal here.
Wearing a disguise is great for concealing one's identity if one is going to commit a crime. Someone should have told Dennis Hawkins that in order for a disguise to work, however, it has to be somewhat believable.
Sit up and take a look.
Absolutely
Jerry.
true. Practicing for jail time. That's definitely didn't.
It's uncanny.
Hawkins apparently missed that memo as he attempted to rob a bank wearing clown pants with a pair of fake breasts and a blonde.
Why does he look like wait, I'm sorry, wait, what? Whoa, time out.
He missed that memo as he attempted to rob a bank wearing clown pants with a pair of fake breasts and a blonde wig.
Why does he look like the lead singer for Nickelback? He's gonna like roll up into the bank and be like, look at this phone and grab. What better way to go undercover than to go as Nickelback's lead singer? Yeah. How smart.
Memo as he attempted to rob a bank wearing
Oh
clown
my
pants
God.
with a pair of fake breasts and a blonde wig.
Sorry, they're new. Dr. Dorfman did an amazing job. They feel so real.
It was
Not
hoping
only
the
did he
boobas
fail to
would
cover his
distract him.
face, which still had a
That's
goatee
smart.
and mustache, but the disguise
Use the
also
boobas to
attracted
distract.
attention, and the police
That's so
easily
smart.
apprehended him. Number 18, Daniel Glenn.
I need you to arrest me.
It's important to be prepared, especially if you're going to rob a store. It's possible to be too prepared, though, which is exactly what happened to Daniel Glenn,
I've never
who
seen that movie, Nick.
inexplicably decided to call ahead to ask the store how much cash was in the
Hey Corey, how's it going? Welcome. We're reacting to 30 of the dumbest criminals.
Imagine how that conversation went. Hello, I'd like to place a takeout order for all the money. Can I get fries with that? Confused and slightly alarmed, the store owner immediately called the police, who arrested Glenn on his way to the store. Number 17, Tony Van.
You know, okay, alright, I guess that's pretty bad, but it's not as bad as some of the other stuff that we've looked at, so that was dumb, but not like absolutely the dumbest.
Certain audacity. But Tony Van, a 37-year-old San Francisco hairstylist, took this to a new level when he drove a stolen car to his own trial. Van was facing charges for possessing a stolen $125,000 Porsche Carrera, so maybe he thought no one would notice when he arrived at court in a stolen Lexus instead.
There's no way. He steals a car and then goes to court in the stolen car. I love it.
When Yorkshire puppies he'd left inside escaped through a window, sheriff's deputies noticed and ran the license plate. He was charged with possession of a stolen car and computer, as well as animal cruelty. Number 16, Trevor
Get him.
Jones. Ever just want to check your Facebook one more time? 34-year-old Trevor Jones couldn't resist when he broke into a house in Gwinnett County, Georgia in November 2011.
You thought in the middle of a burglary, guys, you know what I should do? I should check my Facebook. What a boomer. You deserve to be arrested.
Unfortunately for him, he used the home computer to log in. To be
That is
fair, it's no
insane.
wonder he wanted some social media downtime. A woman whose house he'd tried to rob earlier had seen his car, taken his keys and wallet, and called the police. Jones had to swim a pond to
so
escape
funny.
before breaking into another nearby house. Still, he probably should have logged out of Facebook before leaving. Instead, he gave police everything they needed to identify him and issue arrest warrants. Number 15, Albert Bailey.
What a dummy.
Police in Connecticut say they
Hey,
had
Don, what's up,
ample
kitty?
warning of a bank robbery because the two suspects called the bank ahead of time, telling an employee to get a bag of money ready.
We're gonna say this now. If you're planning on
Yes, sir. I would like to place an order to go. Can I get a $1,000 in to go bag, please? Okay, thank you. Yeah, and a Diet Dr. Kelp. Okay, thank you so much.
robbing a store or bank, don't call ahead and ask them suspicious questions or warn them that you're coming.
We are the
Yes, sir. Can you tell me how many guards you're going to have there? Yeah, and how many guns do they each have? Do you have any cameras? Okay, yeah, no, just a school project. Just wondering.
And as you can see, we are in fact robbing your bank. So with a little cooperation, I won't have to blow your heads off.
Seemingly inspired by our previous entry, Albert Bailey called the bank and told him he was coming to rob them so that they would have the money
Guys, are
ready
you
for him when
open? Around 3 o'clock for a robbery. Is that okay? Yeah, is that a good time for you? Oh, 3:15? Yeah, I can wait 15 minutes. Okay, cool. I'll see you at 3:15. Yep. Yeah, don't worry. I'll bring the large guns. Yeah. Explosives. Yeah, I'll have those too. Okay, thank you so much. Just make sure you have those bags of money ready for me. Okay, thanks.
he got there. He even had an accomplice enter the bank
Canadian
with a note
robbers.
informing the tellers who Bailey
So polite.
was.
Open the damn door!
Obviously, the tellers had called the police, who apprehended Bailey immediately.
Hold it right there. You're under arrest. I'm taking you in.
Number 14, R.C. Gatelin. Curiosity killed the cat, and it also caught the criminal. In 1988, R.C. Gatelin came across some friendly Detroit police officers who were showing off their squad car's computer to a few local kids. His interest piqued. Gatelin approached the officers and asked them to give him a demonstration, voluntarily giving them his driver's license so they could run a background check. The cops complied and discovered Gatelin had an outstanding arrest warrant for armed robbery. It wasn't
You put the handcuffs on yourself.
outstanding for much longer. The police arrested Gatelin on the spot.
You put the
Still, he
handcuffs
must have been impressed at
on
how well
yourself.
the technology worked.
Oh my
Number
God.
13, the
That's
living
wild.
dead burglar. There are times when playing dead might be a smart idea. In the animal world, the Virginia
No. Do not tell me this man pretended to be dead to rob somebody. There's no way. There's no way.
Possum plays dead to avoid predators, and some fish feign death to attract prey.
Please don't tell me this is true. Please don't tell me this is true.
When a 23-year-old man broke into a Spanish funeral home in March 2008, he learned it isn't the most successful strategy in the human world. When police arrived to investigate the reported break-in, this man tried to fool them by lying on a table in a glass chamber used for wakes. Police were tipped off when they noticed that, for a corpse, he was awfully alive, breathing and everything. Number 12, Christian Bala.
I'm done, chat. GG's. I can't continue on inhumanity. This is too low. This is past the levels of idiocracy. I'm done. That's it for me, chat. GG's. I'm out. There's no way that humanity is this stupid. There's no way, chat. Please. Seriously, we are gathered here today to honor the memory of our recently passed. Everybody get on the ground. Give me your money.
Polish intellectual Christian Bala believed he could get away with murder.
I hate it here.
He's now serving 25 years in prison.
I hate it
To
here so
commit a
much.
crime, you have to be slightly arrogant. If you get away with the crime, this arrogance can increase to the point where you feel untouchable. After murdering Dariusz Janiszewski in 2000, Polish author Christian Bala wrote a novel titled Amok, which featured an eerily similar murder and details of the case only the murderer himself could have been privy to.
The torture and
Are you
murder of
serious?
advertising
He outed
executive
himself?
Dariusz Janiszewski.
It's like that person in his mixtapes that was like, I murdered them. The evidence is in this cabinet. Like, he self-reported and tried to vent, but he missed the venting part.
Goes unsolved for
Oh,
nearly
that's
3
wild.
years. until
that's
Christian
wild.
Bala posts extracts of his first violent novel on his blog.
Police uncovered clues relating to the murder, most of which came from the novel, eventually arresting and charging Bala.
Oh, that's
It was a
wild.
very personal murder. You know, he had a score to settle.
To their shock, they discovered on his computer plans to kill another person to tie in with the next novel he was planning to write.
From his cell, Bala still rankles at how his novel was
That's
interpreted
premeditated
by
murder.
the police.
Bala's infamy lives on. In 2017, Amok was adapted into a feature film by
I mean, I
director
gotta say-
Kasia Adamik. Number 11.
That makes sense. That's
Christopher
wild.
Cron. It's only polite to answer the phone. It could be someone important, like the company that monitors the alarm you just tripped. On the night of his birthday, 47-year-old Christopher Cron broke into the junk and
No, wait. They called the house and are like, ma'am, there seems to be a bit of an issue here. And the guy picks up and he's like, oh, no, it's good. Here's my name and my address and my birth certificate and my social security number.
bar on Fort Myers Beach to steal a bottle of Grand Marnier. When the alarm company called, he
way.
answered the phone, but also gave his full name. Because
Over
he hadn't
a
hidden
bottle
his
of
face
alcohol?
Either, police were able to identify and arrest him the next day based
What's
on
up,
video
Neon?
surveillance of the
Over
break-in.
a bottle of alcohol.
Number 10, Eloise D. Reeves.
This is drugs.
You know what's bad, chat? This is top 30. We're just now getting to top 10.
This is your brain on drugs.
Buying drugs is an art because you don't have the option to exchange or refund your purchases if you don't like the product you get. Apparently, no one told this to Eloise Reeves, who had the gall to go to the police to complain about the quality of the crack cocaine she'd just bought. She reportedly pulled the crack rock from her mouth and placed it on the cop car for the deputy to inspect.
What you need?
Yes, this crack is just not hitting like the gritty, sir. Can you please inspect it for me?
One please.
One what?
One rock of crack.
Yeah,
Crack
they
rock.
probably were
Is
just
that enough?
absolutely
He was
done
charged
Everest,
with
I
the
agree.
possession of cocaine
Also, welcome
and
in.
fined
How are you?
roughly $1,500. Number 9, Jonathan Ochoa.
That's
People
wild.
have busy lives, and sometimes the only way to keep track of important events and dates is by keeping a diary.
Dear Diary, Sleeping Beauty is having a slumber party tomorrow, but Dad says I can't go. He never lets me out after
Yeah, this isn't
sunset.
peak
It might
crack.
be a good idea to leave out any planned criminal activity, however. This seemingly never registered with Jonathan
my
Ochoa,
God.
who on June 12, 2010 wrote, "Go Portsmouth, robbery happens," in his diary.
Your diary proved very interesting to read.
Dear diary, today I decided to rob a bank. As I stole the money from them, I put a gun to their head and decided for them to empty out the vault. I'm going to put this here in my diary because nobody will ever read it or find out any incriminating evidence. Oh, and also, here is my social security number, a picture of me to make sure that you know it's me, my birth certificate, and also a piece of my DNA just to make sure that you can tie this to me, but nobody will ever read it. People are so dumb.
You read my journal?
The police
What
were able
the
to
fuck?
link to the robbery as the getaway driver, and when confronted, Ochoa attempted to blame it entirely on his buddy.
Arrest him. It's his fault.
Well, that's not what your diary says, sir.
Number 8, Mark Smith. We aren't sure if there's a criminal handbook, but we have to guess that falling asleep in the house you're robbing has to be high on the things not to do list. Mark Smith must not have read that page.
By dinner, I popped a few more on top of some cocktails and a Valium or two.
Smith decided to take a quick nap under his victim's bed, drunk on vodka and high on Valium, only to
Oh shit, he went hard, chat. Like he was all in on that one.
be discovered by the homeowner, who immediately called the police.
Not off. I wake up in strange places. I have
Oh.
no idea how I got there.
You need to lighten up.
We've heard of cat burglars before, but Smith seems to associate more with cat nappers.
So we just robbed him while people were in there. That's so dumb.
Number 7, Christopher Koch. In any criminal endeavor, there's plenty that can go wrong. But step 1 is actually getting inside the building you hope to rob. 28-year-old Christopher Koch should have looked at the opening hours before attempting to rob a Citizens and Northern Bank in Liberty, Pennsylvania. Wearing a ski mask and gloves, he rushed the door, only to find the bank had just closed. To be completely fair, what kind of bank closes at noon?
I have no words. I have no words, chat. And there's nothing left to say about this one.
As Koch sheepishly retreated, employees inside wrote down his license plate number, and he was later arrested.
And I want you to call the police.
Got him.
Go back to jail, please.
Number 6, Derek Mosley. So we know you're not supposed to bring a gun to a
Oh
knife
my
fight,
God.
but what about a baseball bat?
Revolvers. Yeah, revolvers.
A baseball bat? I mean, you know, it's a good weapon, why not?
This is exactly what Derek Mosley did as he tried to rob a gun shop and steal a firearm, equipped only with a baseball bat and a knife.
I mean, it's a lot more compact.
Oh, he's
than
trying to
a flaming sword,
upgrade,
but it's
chat.
not
That's what
nearly
he was
as
doing.
impressive.
He's trying to
It doesn't
upgrade.
have that wrath of the almighty edge to it.
Of course, the manager pulled out his own gun and held Mosley until the police arrived. Who would have imagined that the manager of a gun store would possess his own gun? Will wonder.
Sorry guys, your bat is only +1. My gun is +20. This is literally like such like a GTA mindset. Like you go and try to get a better weapon by beating them up with a shitty weapon. That's
Never
so
cease.
dumb.
You can't do that.
Number 5, Michael Anthony Fuller. If you're already committing a crime, why not go big? In 2011,
I agree.
a 53-year-old North Carolina man tried to use a $1 million bill to buy a microwave, a vacuum cleaner, and other merchandise at Walmart.
A $1 million bill. Oh, guys, let me go find that $1 million bill. Yeah, let me just go find out really quick because that totally exists. He's gonna get all of that $999 million back. You know, in cash, right? I mean, they gotta pay him back, right?
Be worth a fortune.
The total price of the goods was $476, so he was apparently fairly optimistic about how much change Walmart keeps in their registers.
Yeah, let me just get my 999 million out of this register. Do you want it in 20s or 100s?
Unfortunately,
Wow.
the cashier didn't have $999,524
That is
on him
insane.
and knew there's no such thing as a $1 million bill, leading to Fuller's
Bro. Was that a picture? $1 million bill did exist. They were not considered legal tender. We're giving us trophies. That's crazy. I mean, that's kind of cool though. Wow. Little, imagine, chat. Imagine.
arrest. As it turns out, sometimes when it comes to going big or going home, you should probably just go home.
Now give it back.
Give what back?
Number 4, an uncanny resemblance. A fake ID is a teenage rite of passage, but when you show a fake ID, you should make
Okay,
sure
chat, I have to admit to you something and don't judge me. I totally had a fake ID for a long time. I was pulling a McLovin. Because I used to go to like clubs and stuff. And even though like the people I was dating were older, obviously like I had to be of age, right, to even get in. So I'm sorry, chat. I wanted to get into the clubs.
you're not handing it to the actual owner. You know, the one whose face is on the ID you're holding in your hand. That's what happened to one 26-year-old woman at
No shot. You stole somebody's ID and you gave it to them of all people?
Applebee's in 2013, when she showed the waitress Brianna Pretty her own driver's license as proof of age. It had been stolen with a bunch of other possessions a month earlier.
There's no way.
Without anger?
Instead of bringing
I
her
can't
customer
believe
a
this.
margarita, Brianna brought the cops, and the thief was caught red-handed. Number 3,
You
Ruben
showed the fake ID, the one person in the world that has it on there. You showed it to them. What an idiot. What an idiot.
Open and say, Pops.
That moment must have been so awkward, chat.
Deciding to rob a muffler shop, Ruben Zarate brought a gun and demanded the money, only to discover that the money was in the safe that could only be opened by the absent store manager.
Now, I know you come back here to open your safe. So now you can open it.
He decided it would be a good idea to leave his number with the store employees so that they could call him when the manager returned. Of course, they called the police, who set a trap for Zarate and arrested him.
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, I came at 12 o'clock to rob you, but you were out for lunch. So please call me on this number so I can come rob you when you come back from your break. Thank you so much. I hate it here.
She's been placed under arrest.
I hate it here, chat.
Behind your back, sir.
I'm trying to help here.
Heck, we're just surprised Zarate didn't leave his name, address, and social security number too.
Drop the gun.
What's up, typical? How are you?
Number 2, robber of Halifax Bank in London. Committing a crime is a stressful endeavor, and mistakes do happen. If there's one thing all robbers should remember, however, it's that your gun is your most valuable asset. This particular robber seemed to forget that fact as he attempted to rob the Halifax Bank in London.
Put the money in
With
the
the
bag.
finger?
Demanding the teller fill the bag with money, he accidentally gave away his gun to the teller instead of the bag. After a brief moment of confusion, the bank worker retreated, forcing the robber to flee. At least he managed to escape with a bank employee's bicycle, and so we still don't know his name.
Look, chat, he was just doing like a challenge run. He was like, all right, so I'm gonna rob this bank, but I'm gonna give you the gun, all right? And let's start. It was just a challenge run, guys.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified
Wow,
about
I
our
can't
latest
imagine.
videos.
I literally
You
cannot imagine what number 1 is. Looking at
have
all
the
these.
option to be notified for
I
occasional
cannot imagine,
videos
chat.
or
Here we
all
go.
of them. If you're on
This
your
has
phone,
to be
make
absolute
sure you
peak
go into your
idiocracy.
settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. MacArthur Wheeler. When he was arrested for robbing 2 banks in Pittsburgh in 1995, MacArthur Wheeler was genuinely incredulous. His logic had been impeccable. Lemon juice is used in invisible ink, therefore if you rubbed his face with lemon juice, no one would be able to see his face. Right?
I am so done. I am so fucking done. This man thought that he could be invisible with lemon juice. I don't know if that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard or fucking 10,000 IQ play. He thought if he rubbed it on his face, he would be invisible.
Right.
Psychologists who studied the case named it the Dunning-Kruger effect, a cognitive bias in which unskilled people are least able to perceive their own incompetence. And so
they made a scientific study about how stupid this man is. Listen to this, chat.
Psychologists who studied the case named it the Dunning-Kruger effect.
They named a whole fucking psychological effect after this man.
Bias in which unskilled people are least able to perceive their own incompetence, and so become overconfident. In other words, when people are really dumb, they can't see how dumb they really are. Do you know of any more silly criminals?
They literally named an entire effect after this guy because he is so dumb. He has taken stupidity to a new level. Here, hold on, chat. Let me just rub myself in lemon juice. Oh, now they'll never see me. Now I can say whatever I want about them because I'm invisible. That's right, I can say whatever I want because I'm invisible, chat. Take me away, please. Take me away, please. I don't want to be here. Wait. If I put lemon juice on my boobs, will that make them go away?